Hi, today I have a very exciting announcement for you. We are officially introducing NoCode ProCode components for Wized. NoCode ProCode components for Wized is something very unique because it allows you to add true custom functionality without writing any code, simply by only adding your attributes. And it works with a lot of things. It works with Stripe Connect, with Stripe Elements, with Lemon Squeezy, with TinyMCE, AG-Grid, all your favorite SDKs that would normally require JavaScript code work fully no code natively inside of Wized without having any configuration or setup. So if I go to my Wized project here, there is no setup. It's just a fully blank project. And oh, Wized just crashed on me. Let's just reload. And let's just, okay, we see there is no variable and there is nothing set up. No actions, nothing, no apps, nothing is set up. And now I go to my Webflow project. It's a full blank Webflow project. And now I'm going to go to the NoCode ProCode membership site because those components are free for all NoCode ProCode members. And I'm just going to go on my component. Let's take the TinyMCE and let's click on it. Here you go. And we get confetti. And now I go on Webflow and I paste it in here. And now you can see it is already set up with all the attributes that it needs to work. So whenever you want to do changes, you don't have to touch any of the custom code. You only update the attributes. That's all you need to do. We have that working for Stripe Connect, for Stripe Elements, for AG-Grid, for beautiful calendar SDKs that don't look like a 2004 checkout page, like the checkout page for NoCode ProCode. For beautiful calendars that look like Apple calendars. They are all custom styled. They look like Apple. They look amazing. We have SDKs for all of that, or at least in development coming in the next few days. But it's in there. And if you want, and if you're a NoCode ProCode member, if you have any SDK that you want to have, I give you my word that in less than a week, we have a version like that for you if you're a member, exclusively available. And then all members also get access to that. So if you ever have an SDK that struggles you with, submit a product request and we'll turn your SDK into a no-code SDK that works fully natively within Wized, and you'll get that. Maybe if we have 50 requests at the same time, we can't meet that 1 week deadline, but I'll do my best to still meet it. So we go on Wized and, now we reload and now we see, oh, I just copied it and now I have TinyMCE. I didn't have to add any custom code. I didn't have to add anything in there. I now have that editor. And here comes the best. It works with all native functionalities. I can print the page just like that. Here you go. And I can edit that. I can do copy, paste, select all. I can view the source code, right? I have all the native SDK features. I can format. I can add code in here, right? I can do script and close and return. Hey. And I can do script and close it. And I can go in here. And I can go with the formatting tools. I can go on format and I can make this code. Look at that. So now I have my code where I can edit the code. So I have all that native features and I have all my tools, and I can even add a table in here. Look at that. I can go on table and I can just select what, look at that. I can select the tables and now I have my table in here and I can align it and do all that advanced stuff. So we have all that features in here, but keep in mind, we didn't add any custom code. But now, if I go in my data store, I see that I have my input field variable. And the input field variable contains all the input of the text editor and is ready to be sent to my database, to my Airtable, to my Xano, to my Supabase, to a form, to ChatGPT, wherever I want to send it to. That's amazing. And then, let's say I want to set custom text in this. I will not need to write any code or use the SDK to do that. What I simply do is I reload, and now the default text is this one. That is what we have set in Webflow using the text input here and the attributes, right? But I can simply go in Wized, go on X-Ray, go on the TinyMCE pseudo element in here that is like a hidden element that you won't see because the SDK overrides it, but it still allows us to talk with the SDK. So I'm going to go to settings, I'm going to do set text, and now this could come dynamically from your database, and I'm going to write return hey Wized gang. Here you go. And now when I reload the page, you will see that that text is updated. Look at that. And it will also work fully dynamically, as you can also bind those to a variable. So right now we have it binded to an input, but all our SDKs are fully flexible. So I could create a variable called example, and I start it with an empty string like this. And now I say, okay, I know it's getting set in here, hey Wized gang, the input of the TinyMCE, but I want it actually to be set in a variable. Now, if you want to do complex things like this, you would require code, but with our SDKs for NoCode ProCode, it's as easy as just going to the Wized SDK part in the attributes and changing it to v.example. Just like that, we have v.example. I'm going to now republish my site. I'm going to go back to Wized. I'm going to reload. And now we see that we have the new text that is reactive and updated all the time set in the variable. We still have the old text set in here. It's not updating in real time here, as that is just the static HTML input before the SDK was initialized, which would be, if you make a dynamic approach, would probably be empty, right? So you can tie those information to whatever data point you want. And now when I update those things, it's tied to the variable. Now if I want to tie it to the input, I just simply go in here and change it again to i.tinymce, just like that, and then it's updating this without having to write any code. So you have the best of two worlds. You have the power and the flexibility and the no-code approach of attributes with the logic API call and functionality that Wized gives you. So, and they connect natively together without any custom code. It's a native integration, and the really cool thing about that is it's even optimized for light and dark mode. So if we go into the section here and we make the section dark, let's give it like a dark blue. I think that looks great. Let's look at that maybe. Yeah, that looks great. Let's give it a dark blue. And oops, I just opened dictionary. And we go on settings on our tiny canvas, and I change the theme to dark because all of our SDKs, or at least most of them, support light and dark mode without writing any code. Oh, it rhymed. I like it. And now when I reload, I have the dark mode version of the TinyMCE, as you can see in here, and it still updates the variable. I can now delete v.example. And we have those things coming for Stripe Connect, for Stripe Elements, for really every SDK that you like, without having to write any code. And again, if you are a member of NoCode ProCode and you say, oh, I need paddle, I need to finish this, I need paddle, I'm happy to add paddle in there. It really takes me a few days to build them, so be patient, but I'm always open to add new SDKs within a super fast, timely manner for all members, because, you know, they benefit everyone. You know, if you're stuck at this, there is a very high likeliness that someone else is stuck at that, and I think it's very valuable to address, you know, the adding of as much SDKs like this for Wized that are truly no code as soon as possible. So if you want to join, we certainly don't have every SDK yet, but if you want a specific one, submit a request, and I'm more than happy to add that. If you're a member, but this is just like one of the perks that you have if you are a NoCode ProCode member, because you also get daily office hours, which are super exciting because whenever you have an issue, you just don't solve your issue. We still solve your issue, but you also get a better understanding and how to think into solving the next issue yourself. That doesn't mean that I don't want to help you with the next issue. I would still love to, but it is important that you also develop the understanding of how the platform works, and this is exactly where office hours are here for, because you also see other people asking their questions. And most of the questions even get answered just by you attending the office hours and listening to the questions that other people are asking in them. But then you also get the SDKs. We have them right here. Oh, where do we have them? Here. One-click integrations, easy JavaScript libraries. So we also give you the SDKs that are optimized for Wized, optimized for Toddle, optimized for NoCode. And then we have a help forum and a community where you can ask your questions. Here, there you go, NoCode SDK templates. We have them in here. And yeah, if you're excited about this and you want to join, go to nocodeprocode.com. I would love to see you in there. And we also have a slider coming. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that. And I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for everything. I really appreciate that. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. And see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.